Welcome to the Diecon videos. This is Crippled System. We're recording 35-point games from the Masters qualifier at Diecon. This is for round one. The scenario is incoming, and we have Kray Kellogg on your left versus Chuck Elswick on your right. Neither Nathan or I, who's my co-host,
Hi, I'm Nathan,
have actually seen the results of this game, so we don't know what's going on. But we look forward to casting it along with you. We'll experience it along with you, as it were.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention at all to any results or anything, so I have no clue who wins or anything like that, so it's exciting.
In theory, I know who qualified for Masters, except there were 3 qualifying events, so I don't know who qualified in this event, so I don't know.
Right. Like, if
and
you
I was
knew for sure...
so I wasn't paying attention.
If you knew for sure that Kray wasn't in Masters or something, but I don't know
Correct.
that you know the entire list of people.
Yeah, and I don't need to run down that, so... for those of you that may not know exactly what they're running, Kray is running Signar with Ekane, and Chuck is running Naresh in Scorn for no apparent reason. He actually was really into Naresh that weekend, and a lot of people were curious about his list. So.
You apparently don't know Chuck.
No, Chuck loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's all Chuck does. So, like, the reason he's running Naresh is because he's Chuck.
Well, and several people were like, what does that guy do? He has that spell? That's bullshit in Scorn. That seems broken as hell.
Well, because, I mean, not only is Chuck just a really good player who I think likes to challenge himself, but because people don't have familiarity with these models, it gives them a bit of that Dark Horse hidden advantage stuff. Like, people are like, holy crap, I didn't know that spell existed and whatnot.
And he loves Dark Horse. Like, that's his favorite way. I remember the first game I ever played against Chuck, he dropped Goreshade 2 on me. Goreshade 2. And I'd never even heard of Goreshade 2, and I'd been playing for quite a while.
Yeah. Goreshade 2's legit. His Theme Force is
he played the Theme Force on me.
Ridiculously good.
He played the Theme Force against me in a 20-point hardcore. When you have all of the Banes that make all of the more Banes, this is pretty scary.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why Kray's playing with that one focus point, but he is.
What?
He keeps picking up a one focus. I think he thought he was giving it to Rowdy. Then he remembered that Rowdy runs for free, and so he tried to put it back on Kane's stack, and it just wouldn't stay, so he keeps fidgeting with it. Like, I've seen him pick it up 3 times and try to put it on the stack, and it falls. So...
Oh, wow.
He's got the standard, fairly standard stuff. Pialexi is a little unusual in Ekane. He's got Boomhowlers out front. He's got Gorman out front. Epic Eris. In the back there, he's got Old Rowdy, Terran, Reinhold, which is pretty classic, and Squire. He's got Junior back there, and then Ayana and Holt. First turn's always exciting. So we see them move their models with no combat taking place. Who do you think would be advantaged in this matchup, since we don't know?
That's what I was going to say. I was trying to just think of who just gut instinct from the start here. I think just off the front, I think I have to give it slightly to Chuck. I think Ekane's no slouch, but I think his assassination is more impressive against Warcasters than against Warlocks.
Yep.
I think that Warlocks can hold off until those last couple big hits and transfer them and survive it. I mean, it still cripples the hell out of their war beasts, but they don't have to just die to it.
That's fair. And I was thinking that he doesn't really have a good answer for Iron Flesh on Naresh.
Yeah.
Because that takes Naresh up to, I want to say, a 17?
Right.
So that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could use his feet on just the beasts. He's just got 1 Bronzeback, 1 Gladiator, 1 Brute. But the Brute gives him a shield guard. He's got a Kriya in there for as far as lights. Like, it's no chump list to be trying to kill with the feet either. Like, maybe he could get the Bronzeback?
He could probably, if he feeded directly onto one of the Titans, he could drop one of the Titans, I think, for sure. But even then, with the Kriya... and then a shield guard from the Brute, that's not a sure thing either.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised that Chuck gave up the side with the wall going second. That feels like a natural, really good place for Naresh to hang out, is in that zone behind that wall where Eris is right now.
Right.
Just from having played at Diecon, I can tell you that big metal thing in the middle of the table was played as a hill all weekend.
I was assuming it was.
So that's a hill, as well as the brown thing that's irrelevant in the bottom left corner. So maybe he was thinking hill with more mobility better than wall that you know where I'm going. But I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If you're going second, it seems like grabbing a wall that's partly into a zone is a pretty good move to do.
Yeah, especially when it's the friendly one and you can just be dominating it. It feels strong. Maybe he just didn't want to broadcast where he was going for Kane. I mean, Kane is Kane. Those were Swamp Gobbers that put down the Cloud, by the way, if you can't tell. Just to run through Chuck's list real quick. He's got Naresh running a Kriya, a Bronzeback, a Gladiator, and a Brute. He's got Swamp Gobbers, Orin Midwinter, a unit of Gatorman Posse with a Taskmaster attached, and a unit of Beast Handlers. Taskmaster gets attached, or is he just cliented?
He's neither.
He's neither.
He's just a dude that runs around and does his thing.
Okay. So he could theoretically do something for the Gobbers late game if he wanted to.
I believe so. I don't think he has client. I'm 99% sure he's just a dude that runs around and does his thing. But
okay.
If it mattered, I could double check.
We could always pull it up later.
Yeah.
So he's got a Cloud up, which is always good. He's got the Brood up in there so that, Kane doesn't just take a shot at the Gobbers. Because the Gobbers are helpful. Kane has access to True Sight, which negates concealment, but does not negate hiding behind it.
Right.
So the Cloud from the Gobbers is actually probably a fairly high priority target if Kane's looking at assassination.
That might be the thing, because True Sight does not ignore cover.
Nope.
No, never mind.
No.
Hunter ignores cover.
Hunter ignores cover.
Never mind. Still don't know why I didn't take the wall.
Yeah, I don't see it. He must have had a reason, but I don't see it. I'm going to load up War Room real quick. I don't know Naresh's spell list at all, so I'm going to see if maybe it has something to do with that.
Don't worry, nobody knows Naresh's spell list. You could make stuff up, we'd be fine.
I could. So he's got this awesome spell where just his entire battle group is armor plus 10. It's pretty good. It's an upkeep.
It's legit.
It's an upkeep and it can't be shut off. Don't worry about it. It's legal. So let's see here. Scorn. Naresh has got to be on here somewhere, one would assume. All right. Naresh has... he can upkeep spells by taking damage.
Yep.
He gets +1 strength and armor for each damage he takes.
Pro tip, you should always... If you have somebody who can take damage to upkeep, like Scar or Naresh, or even just a Warlock cutting it themselves because you're low on Fury, you do it 100% of the time. Yep. Because during their activation, if you decide that was a bad idea, you can just spend that same Fury you would have spent and just heal yourself.
Yep.
So it's retroactively the same, but you had the choice.
He can take wounds to be +1 strength and arm, even from a friendly attack.
Yep.
And he auto takes points from the Beastmaster, so he can just be +5 armor every turn if you're willing to sacrifice 5 health.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So he's got Bleed, heals a model for D3 when it kills something.
Yeah, it's just a little zap.
Cyclone, which gets rid of clouds.
Yep.
Iron Flesh, which is legit. And Lamentation. Oh, I didn't know it had Lamentation. Interesting. So Iron Flesh actually takes Naresh to an 18. So outside of Epic Era's stripping that does put Naresh into very difficult to assassinate range for Kane.
Yep.
Because he's either boosting or missing. Either way, bad for the run.
Plus he can grab that hill to be up to 20.
Up to a 20, yep. A 20 that is in no way negatable by any of Kane's shenanery.
Right.
Well, I guess he's got Gorman in there, maybe a Gorman Cloud, but...
Somebody just towed into the forest, but I can't tell who.
That has to be Orin, probably?
Might be.
I don't see Orin anywhere else. So I'm pretty sure that's Orin. And he's got some kind of marker next to him, so yeah, it's got to be Orin. I assume he's stealthed.
Hypothetically, we could be listening to them.
They're discussing how they forgot to start the timer for Chuck's turn.
I don't think a timer on people's first turns and time turns ever matters.
Yeah, even in 7 minutes, it's really more than enough time. Oh, there's Kray's beautiful face we see for a second. Hi, Kray. So, just to put this out into the internet where both of these players can hear what we think about them, if you were to list agnostic, which player would you say is just a better, like, throw them both in on a mirror match exact lists that neither of them knows?
I know nothing about Kray Kellogg.
Okay, fair enough.
So
you'd probably give it to Chuck then, since you actually know him?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't recall meeting Kray before. I don't know much about him. I've played against Chuck before, but...
I've never played Kray. I've met him several times. He runs a lot of Signar. In fact, it might be his only faction. I've never seen him play something else. Chuck obviously plays all of everything forever. So, but having never played Kray, I don't have a good opinion either. I just thought maybe you'd played him.
Nope.
All right, then. I will say that something that will be humorous for anyone that watches all 5 of these videos, as I was helping Andy get the video set up, that tower to Chuck's right moves all over the table over the course of 5 rounds. We videotaped all 5 games on this table, and it's literally on the corner of Kray's deployment zone by round 5.
With the giant die on top of it?
The die is sometimes there, sometimes not. It is popular to put it there. I think it's there in a couple of the videos. But yeah, I don't know. It might even be Chuck's die, and I'm just thinking of round 2. It's there.
Here, there's a token by the Boom Howlers, but you were talking. Is that heightened reflexes?
Yes. Kane moved up and put heightened reflexes on the Boom Howlers.
That's what I figured. Heightened reflex 4+ tough Boom Howlers just jamming up into Chuck's grill, it looks like.
Yep. which is always strong. And he's looking at that. And plus Alexia behind him, so that you've got that follow-up punch is really... It's a strong combo.
The funny thing is that means both lists have Lamentation.
Yes, it does. One of them has it all the time. Can't turn it off. Well, I suppose you could kill the model.
Yeah.
But you can't, like, not cast it, as opposed to Naresh.
Right. One of them has a passive Lamentation, and one of them...
Naresh has something up. I'm assuming that's Iron Flesh that Naresh put on himself. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm guessing. He's just outside the cloud, behind the Brute, with an upkeep on him.
He has a Shield Guard, a Cloud blocking line of sight to him, and Iron Flesh on himself. Yeah. I think he's...
He's not nervous about Kane or anything. Don't worry about it. Kane is kind of a bastard. He is a little bit of a problem child. Terror. Oh, yeah. The Chuck just pointed out that there's a terror check because the Gators are +1 defense and terror.
Is Andy going to be muting them? Is only us going to be audible?
Yeah, it'll be just us. We may release the raw videos later.
Okay.
But for this, it'll be just us that you hear. We are hearing them in case it's helpful for us as we audio cast the game.
I'm not hearing them. I'm just hearing you.
Oh, sorry.
But that's okay, because if we didn't keep talking, then when they were muted, the listeners would hypothetically be bored.
Well, we wouldn't want that. And hopefully, feel free to let us know if this is a positive experience, something you enjoy, if you'd like us to do this at future events or not. We're planning to at least do it for the Diecon videos for the 35 points, and then we are going to have the video as well for the Masters game between Crump and Keith. So we'll let you know when that's available. We don't actually have the raw video yet, but we will be getting it. We're planning to audiocast that as well. The Madison guys that were there for Diecon actually left before the final round was played because they did all the drawings and everything ahead of time.
Lazy bastards.
It's a long, long drive home. We didn't want to get home at 2 a.m. That sounded lame. All right. So
Toe that zone, big boy.
Old Rowdy's up in the zone like a boss. Something about everybody else, but I missed what he was saying. Here comes... Oh, that's somebody in the background I'm actually hearing. So they're going on Holt. They're going to do nothing exciting and go stealth. Very cool. So I'm trying to figure out what Kray's strategy is here. Like, he's contesting the zone that he can control for points very heavily between the Boom Howlers and Alexia.
Well, yeah. I mean, the obvious thing seems to be that he's trying to use those 4+ tough, no knockdown Boom Howlers to lock Chuck out of the zone. Mm-hmm. He's going heavily over there. I mean, Rowdy's positioned to threaten either zone. Sure. Alexia she hypothetically can take down a Titan on her own. He's got Gorman there. I mean, he's got a lot of offensive strength over on that side of the table. Kane can threaten both zones. Rowdy can threaten both zones. He just seems to be looking to lock Chuck out of the scenario zones.
Yep. And Kane can't score this turn anyway, so he doesn't have to get over into that sweet spot where Eris is sitting. He can get to where he can get there, and play it from there. He took one from the Squire.
Ooh, he's charging.
No, that's someone else in the background that's charging, I think.
Oh, that is very distracting.
Yeah, that is very distracting.
So I'm hearing a different game while watching
the problem
this
is
game.
There's games going on behind the camera and then past the camera. One of these rounds, I'm playing at the table past the camera because you can see me occasionally, and all you can hear is me talking.
All I can ever hear is you talking.
Well, yeah.
Kane actually toned up into the... I am surprised by that.
I don't disagree.
I expect him to go over and position himself near the objective and just kind of be centrally located.
Yeah. Like use your control to pre-measure that you can get over into that sweet spot behind the wall, but that's not wow. Well, I don't know that the Bronzeback can reach him. He doesn't have any speed buffs other than the Gladiator, so I don't think the Bronzeback can get to him. He's looking at maybe one Gator and Posse Charge, which is nothing. I mean, that's not going to one-shot Kane. I mean, it could, I suppose, if he drops all his focus. He's taking some shots. Oh, it looks like he's shooting at that Gator.
Yeah.
So he's buying several shots on him, and Shield Guard's onto the Brute when he would have killed him. The Gator's at 2 damage. 2 damage left currently. Off a bunch on the Brute. Brute doesn't care. And...
yeah, I mean, I guess never hurts to kill a Gator.
Yeah.
If he's sure he's safe.
I mean, that Gator's the only thing that can threaten Kane this turn, as far as I can tell.
Well, nothing could have threatened him if he was just an inch further back. But I guess if he moves up and kills the Gator and he still has nothing threatening him, it's just as good.
And
good old tough check.
Good old tough checks. Gotta love you, the Taskmaster. Taskmaster has no sleeping on the job too, right?
Yeah.
So now it's a non-knocked down tough model. So he hits him.
That's what they were measuring, was the no sleeping on a job range.
Yep. He did not kill him that time.
You're just going to keep being tough.
Yeah. That is getting problem. Oh, I see. Take the shots, gate crash over behind the wall.
Yep.
Okay. Now he's perfectly safe.
Yeah. That's right, because he has Gate Crasher.
Gate crash, pretty good spell. I learned the other day, playing against a Kane player, that Gate Crash allows you to shoot in melee after you teleport.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that about it.
His threat range is insane if he Gate Crashers up.
Yeah, like, charge something, Gate Crash, be in melee with you, shoot you to death. Mm-hmm. And, like, through a forest and all sorts of shenanigans.
Yeah, because it's a teleport.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was a teleport that allowed attacking after the fact. I thought the only teleport that let you attack afterwards was Kaya.
Yeah, nope, it's a legit spell.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, his Gate Crash range is shorter than his Just Shoot You range. Mm-hmm. So unless you're engaged or some other...
Or behind
something.
A cloud, for example, like we've been discussing.
Yeah. Or if you want to get behind a wall so they don't have cover.
So here's a little Chain Lightning at Rowdy, which is bad news for Yana and Holt.
Yeah, it is. Damage roll on Rowdy that no one cares about. Yeah, there goes Holt. And apparently he only had one leap. He didn't leap too.
But Ayanna never cares when her boyfriend dies.
Nope.
It is hilarious.
That guy. Holt, on the other hand, shits his britches when that bitch dies.
Well, not only do they represent in the rules by having Holt have one lower command, but it's just the way of the world that every time she dies, he flees, and vice versa.
When my Holt passes a command check after Ayanna, it's like time for a party dance.
Yes.
Because like, that never, ever happens.
It's Haley's Comet.
Getting some gators up into some tough boom howlers. This feels like he's bogging down the gators to me. I don't know that I agree with this decision.
Well, they're both just bogging each other down in that zone.
They are. But
I mean, what else are the gators going to do?
He's not contesting the zone hard, though. Only 2 of those gators are in the zone.
Well, I mean, he hasn't moved several of his things yet.
I guess. Okay. That guy hasn't moved. Okay. That I can live with.
And he's going to have tough and no sleeping on the job, and they're 8 wounds each, and those back couple in there, like the one that's in the back, nothing's going to be able to get to it.
That's true, especially if he kills that one boom howler sitting there.
Which, given that these guys have 2 attacks, they're like to.
Seems likely. They're only boom howlers to def 13, so pretty easy for gators to hit.
Also, on a side note, the troll player on the next table did no continuous effects on his Creelstone.
That's true. So it's good to know that. This will be interesting. This will be an interesting experience. I didn't get out the wireless mic, and perhaps I should have. I could have clipped it right on the tower, and we'd at the very least hear Chuck very, very clearly.
Well, now we've learned that our microphone is not unidirectional.
It is No, the camera mic isn't, but our wireless mic is.
Well, apparently not if it's picking up stuff in multiple different directions.
Yeah, the camera picks up everything, but
right.
I have a wireless mic that I wasn't using for this.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, would have been better. The problem with it was, like, as it was, I was running to go do my games, and so trying to, like, check the battery on the wireless mic and stuff would have been problematic. Because Brian was playing in a different event at this time. I was playing in this event. Katie was... I think she was actually doing homework for class, sadly. Day 2, she was there the whole day, but this was day 1, and I don't think she was there the whole time.
Yeah, so, I mean, these boom howlers are there to keep the gators back and then charge up Alexia, which makes sense.
Yep, and they got, it looks like 3 corpses, maybe?
I mean, that's just going to be a big quagmire up there.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess. That zone's a mess. And Naresh doesn't really have anything ideal for contesting that bottom zone. Oren's not in it. He certainly doesn't want to put a gladiator in it.
Yeah, so that wasn't Oren that was in the forest, because whatever was in the forest is still in that forest, but there's a tree in the way. Let me see if I can look at his list and see what it could have been.
Handler, right? Or the Kriya. Actually, I don't see the Kriya. It could be the Kriya.
Yeah.
It's a weird place for it.
Yeah.
It could very well be. It was the Kriya to help protect Oren, because stealth doesn't work against Kane.
There we go.
That makes sense. Except, I don't know. The Kriya's Animus might be faction. I don't know. But assuming it's not. So we got an AoE going on. What AoE is that? Oh, he just threw the boom howler that was up in his grill. Get out of here!
A little double handed throw action.
Yep. Always good times.
And
looks like
the thrower survived, or the thrown one survived, but not his buddy.
He did not. I think he forgot to add a corpse there.
does look like
I
that.
did not see a corpse get put down. He may be just planning on counting the boom howlers this first turn.
I'd have to check Alexia, because if she says dies from...
Enemy attacks, collateral wouldn't do it.
That's not an attack.
Yeah.
The one that you're thrown at did not die from an attack.
Yeah, well, let me check here.
But she collects from other people. She collects from her own and from enemies, so she doesn't have that restriction.
I wouldn't think so, but I
Yeah.
got the war room.
He either forgot or it's because it wasn't an attack. You'd have to double check.
Yep. Alexia and the Risen. She. When a living model is destroyed in this model's command range.
Yep, so he just forgot.
He just forgot.
It happens to the best of us.
It does. And one thing I will say is, having not played time turns in a long time, which I don't know about these guys what their meta's like, but our meta never plays time turns anymore. It was a big jump getting back into time turns after getting used to Death Clock.
Yeah.
Because you get that one big penultimate turn, and...
God damn you.
Well, usually it's not the one where you win the game. You usually win on the next turn, but it's the big turn. Yeah. So it's penultimate. It was a correct usage.
Okay,
In
sure.
hindsight. I only
Hey, that's
retconned
not
it
a
little
Kriya.
bit.
That's a friggin' that's a little baby.
Is that a baby elephant?
Yeah, that's a baby elephant. You don't have that on his
He's
list.
not on the list. I missed that somehow
that
when writing
explains.
on the list. Okay. So that explains why I was in the forest, is to try to keep it safe. So baby
So
elephant...
does he have a Kriya?
I don't see the Kriya.
So I think that you
I
have
think
an
I
inaccurate
mistook-
list.
I think I mistook a Kriya for the baby elephant. That is my bad. So I'm not sure what that... Other than... I guess he's contesting the zone. But won't Kane just kill that guy without even thinking about it?
Well, if Kane kills him, he's not killing other stuff.
That's true. And the only jack he's got is old Rowdy, so who cares about
Right.
preventing focus allocation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but it's not... Meh.
I'm not sure who it is that's right next to Kane behind that wall either.
Epic Eris.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'm pretty sure it's Epic Eris.
Yeah, looking at you.
I'm not sure who's way in the rear there. Some models way in the back.
The one right by his tape measure?
Yeah.
That's Junior. That's why he's sitting on focus.
Okay, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
Arcane Shield's on Rowdy. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who that could possibly be. So, he's definitely moving up, but
He's taking it slow. I mean, he's grinding through those boom howlers. They're both
Yeah.
contesting that zone.
he's going to score one scenario point, which isn't a big deal. I mean, it is time turn, so it can win you the game late game, theoretically.
Who's going to score a point?
Kane is, definitely.
Well, if he
Also-
kills the elephant, which he should.
Which he should.
Yes.
I can't think of a reason for him not to.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little annoying because there's the anti-magic bubble. Oh, no, there isn't, because he did chain lightning.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's no anti-magic. I think if it was me this turn, my goals would be kill Baby Elephant, kill Orin, hang out where you are because you're 100% safe.
Or it's, yeah. If he true sights himself, he ignores the cloud, but the hill's still there.
He's aims
Yeah.
to a 10.
If he aims and kills them both, sure.
Yeah. It'll cost him quite a bit of focus. That's the downside of that plan.
And if he's doing, I think that's the exchange in Chuck's mind, is that if all Kane killed with its activation is an elephant and or Orin, there are worse things to lose to an Epic Kane activation.
That is a very valid point. Because that Bronzeback's towing that upper zone now.
Yeah.
And he will get into something next turn if something isn't done.
Yeah. Depending on the pathway that can be cleared by the Gators with their reach attacks and everything, he can definitely beat back his way to Alexia.
Yep. And getting rid of Alexia...
In theory.
Getting rid of Alexia opens up that side of the table really big time.
Yeah.
Because she's the only real... Like, Rowdy's a threat and all, but like she's the threat that's closer to the zone. Rowdy's more babysitting the friendly zone.
Right.
And I don't think... Well, I guess the other thing Kane could do is go for that objective for a second scenario point, get crashed back behind the wall. He'd have to move out and then gate crash back.
It would be super
expensive.
hard. He'd have to go like straight away from the camera to get the line of sight because of the cloud there.
Yeah.
There is still the one shield guard.
Oh, right. So that's not going to work then. Rowdy doesn't have a gun, does he?
No, he's just got his hammer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rowdy might be able to get into the brute because he does have reach, right? Showing my
No,
Signar
I don't
ignorance.
think he does.
Oh, well, then that's a little bit risky then.
Because defenders don't have reach, and I don't think he gained it. I think he just...
Okay. He's just a cooler defender. They're discussing Call of Defiance on the Boom Howlers. Just confirming that that's what's on them. And surely that wasn't Kane's whole turn. Oh, the Boom Howler's finished moving. He's discussing countercharge. That's what he's doing.
Yes.
So he is going to countercharge.
Hello, I'm a
Bronzeback.
back.
I feel like that gets the Bronzeback killed.
Maybe.
P. Alexia can kill a Bronzeback, right?
She doesn't have full Risen yet. He doesn't have any, like,
Oh, Ayana's dead.
Ayana is not dead.
Oh, Ayana's
Holt
not
is
dead,
dead.
so that's a
Holt is
problem.
dead. But if he can get Kiss onto him, even then she's only still got, like, 10 attacks at
minus
4, I believe, because he's an 18, and she'd be a 14 with Kiss.
Yeah.
She's a 12 naturally.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's not impossible.
No.
Gorman could blind it, so she always hits.
Yep.
But Alexia doesn't have reach either.
At the very least, that Bronzeback should be blinded by the end of this turn.
Yes, I would agree that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like...
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know what they were discussing with Call of Defiance.
What's that?
Maybe
Whether
I'm not.
they've
We'd
done
have
it
to
yet?
rewind. No, well, yeah. The thing is, if that was Boomhauer himself that moved, if he moves and hasn't done his call yet, because that's an anytime ability, and the countercharge had killed him, he wouldn't have 4+ tough.
Interesting.
Because the countercharge would and whatnot. But
And it looks like it must have missed or something.
or he passed a tough check.
Or he passed a tough check,
Who knows?
yeah.
We were talking.
We were.
And I hear more of the troll game behind them than I do of their game anyway.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. They're both kind of quiet. Now we're checking something else. Oh, we're checking the rules.
Yeah.
I'm guessing still Call of Defiance discussion. Oh. Yep.
Yeah.
He kissed and missed. And so he just kissed his own
He just
Boomhowlers.
kissed the boom howlers, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's for a round,
Yep.
which is the unfortunate thing about kissing your own guys.
Yep. I have definitely had that happen with Ayana before, and it's a drag.
Yep. So now Alexia's going to try to get it done, but
Without kiss, -6. That's pretty bad.
well, let's see how this goes. I mean, she's got a charge in, which is going to help a little. But
He also
yeah.
forgot to have the Risen that could charge Gators just for funsies.
Yeah.
I think he's feeling a little...
People do that all the time. They have the Risen just act as that focus pool and don't actually use them for what they can do.
Yeah, it turns out they're actually models.
Yeah, I mean, they're mat crappy, but sometimes
I wish
you
all
roll
my
well.
focus were models. That'd be amazing.
If focus points could all attack.
Yeah. Buying some attacks, boosting some... Oh, he missed
No,
an
he
attack.
missed. Yeah, he's...
That one's a hit. He's rolling damage. Wow. I saw no damage marked for that attack. Things are not
Yeah.
going well. And the Boomhowlers have gone, so there's no way to get Rowdy in there now. 6 to the 6 on that one.
Yeah, he was still... This is...
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, he still should be able to get blind on it just because of min drift, but that's not good news.
Nope. Boosting damage. 2 damage. Wow. Yeah, not landing Kiss meant that Bronzeback's a problem.
And another miss, apparently.
Wow.
Not
Needing
things...
6s?
Yeah.
He's missing a lot. Spirit is out. Not that it probably matters, but Spirit is out on the Bronzeback. Somebody cast Obliterate somewhere nearby, I just heard.
That is not something that you hear a lot. Yeah,
I'm guessing an Eval player. Maybe it was me. I was playing Eval that day.
Bronzeback has 17 hit points left, so he's only about half dead.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, because even if he gets blind on him, he still probably kills Boomhauer.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, Boomy himself is back. That's a random guy next to him, but he can
Yes.
kill Alexia.
Killing Alexia is the problem. I mean, Not that she's any good anymore anyway, because she used up all her guys. Most of the Boomhowlers are already dead.
Well, she's sitting on Lamentation.
I guess that's true. Sounds like Commander's Crucible just started.
There you go. Yep. Black Oil.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Can't
Does
miss.
he hit? Misses, but it doesn't. I mean, he's going to clip some bonus guys, but if he clips Alexia, it's going to counteract the Matt debuff, which is exactly what just happened. It looks like. Does he mark her? Yep. So, unfortunately for him,
I only put one marker down. I don't know that he did.
Well, what Chuck said, we just know. He put a marker in the direction. It clipped all three of those models, just because it could only go an inch that direction. They basically marked the center of the AoE.
Catching
and so
Alexia's bad.
because that means the Matt debuff is totally counteracted by the defense debuff on her.
Ooh.
So since they're in melee range, he can just punch her to death.
So he's just giving up on that flank because that flank fell apart. Hopefully the 4+ tough boomies can hold it a turn, but that would require some lucky dice. Going with Terran.
Yeah, that whole flank's gonna crumble.
Yeah. Well, it has crumbled. Man, that's unfortunate. I guess it's not for Chuck, but like from the Signar player's perspective, that's unfortunate to see. I don't know. I'd have to think about it whether I think P. Alexia should have done any more than she did. I feel like once Kiss didn't land, that plan was kind of out the window.
Right. So what he should have done is have Gorman go first.
Oh,
Gorman goes first. He throws the Black Oil with the Min Drift, guaranteed to clip him. He's -4 defense for the Kiss and -4 defense for Alexia's activation.
Yep.
And there's no risk of what just happened where she gets clipped as well. But so
order of activation.
Yeah, the get that blind, and I think he was hoping Alexia would kill it and then Gorman could do something else. But you just have to. You have to make sure that Bronzeback dies, and blinding it first is the way to do that.
And I don't really know what else at the moment he wanted to blind.
I mean, maybe not necessarily blind. I mean, he could have come up and smoke bombed in front of Ayana, or
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess that's not horrible.
depending on the distance, he could have tried to lucky drift an acid bomb over onto the Gobbers and Orin, or he could have just backed up behind Rowdy and saved him for later in the game.
Yeah. He is going for Orin. He killed the Agonizer, so he's going to be sitting on a point. I don't know that 1 point's going to get him there at this point.
No.
He boosted it. And checking shield guard. And nothing on the Brute, it looks like. Boosting his last shot onto Orin. That
About 12.
looks like it hit.
Does Orin live?
Oh
Orin
my
takes
God.
4 damage.
Orin's a 13 armor?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Jeez. That sucks. I would say that this game is looking very much in Chuck's favor at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, as long as Chuck doesn't get overly confident and give up some EK assassination.
Correct.
But Chuck is a good enough player, I don't see that happening.
It does seem unlikely.
I mean, he's got to know that whole side of the table is about to crumble to him.
Yep.
He's going to have a Gatorman charge, Ayana. He can do all kinds of nasty stuff.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very good turn for him. It almost doesn't matter that the Bronzeback's blind. It's the only thing he really wants to kill over there is Alexia anyway.
As long as the Gobbers, the Brute, and Orin and Naresh never move, he's invincible.
Yeah?
I mean, Orin can move if he feels like it, but the Gobber Cloud and the Brute and Naresh where they aren't going to get killed.
Well, Orin has to be there because otherwise walk up, gate crash, kill Naresh.
True.
So that's what Orin's doing right now, which is why it's unfortunate Orin's just lived at 1 hit point. I guess he could aim and shoot him with the Eris. She needs fairly high dice to hit him, but unless he already went with her.
How far does Gate Crash let you place? Because
believe it's only 8
Orin
or
could probably
10 inches.
fall back and be behind the Gobbers so there isn't even line of sight to him.
How far
and
is
still
Orin's
have it? 10, I believe. Maybe 9. It's 9 or 10.
All right, I'll check real quick on him.
It's pretty big. I think he's 10 and Alexia is 9, if I'm recalling correctly.
Okay, so Orin is 12.
There's his point. Oh, it's a full foot?
It's a full foot.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, there's just no way. Gate crash is 10 inches at most. Pull that one up just for funsies. That is Captain Alistair Kane, and
All right. Checking
it's 8
control
inches
from Naresh.
Gatecrasher. So yeah, he just needs to.
When one player's Warcaster checks their control range directly towards the other player's Warcaster, that's a sign that shenanigans are being planned.
About to happen. Oh my gosh! He's trying to kill Eris with Orin, I believe.
Or oh, he's going to chain lightning his brute in the back.
Yep.
Instead, he's just going to knock it over and ruin the table. Good job, Chuck.
Good job, Chuck. Trying to figure out if his Warlock has some sort of movement shenanigans I missed.
I don't believe so. Check his feet. His feet is
his feat is make everyone apply a damage point to each aspect of the beasts. Naresh heals damage for each damage point, and then each beast is plus
strength
1
and
strength
armor.
and arm for each damaged aspect.
Yeah, so he can give +3 strength and armor to
that's
his
what
whole
it
battle
is.
group.
He's got Cyclone. Cyclone wasn't what we said it was. Cyclone's the E-Sorsha move yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So he's totally in threat range of Kane.
Yeah.
So he's going to chain lightning, kill Eris, hopefully. It's dice off 2? No, only 1. She's only a 13. Dice off 1.
She's a 12.
She's
She's
12.
like 16-12, I believe.
Okay. Hits his brute, and I'm not sure what. I guess
Apparently his gobbers just measure their control range.
seems good.
Oh, he was measuring to see if he had gotten a power token from the Kiss, because that allowed him to boost this damage roll on Iris. They had not given him his power token, but that's what they were checking is whether he should have had one.
All right, so Naresh is going to get powered up by Beast Handlers, walk, Cyclone,
and then beat a naked Kane to death.
Beating a naked Kane to death seems like a good move.
He doesn't necessarily have to even walk Cyclone. He could charge a Gobber or something like that. Like if depending on how far the threat range is. Yeah. Well, the Brute's probably out of his charge range.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I think that's the plan. I feel like if you're putting your caster up in that mix, I'm not really sure why he's. Oh, okay, there we go.
He's activating the Beast Handlers first, and one of them is going over there to help out the Bronze Back.
Yep, just to make sure the Bronze Back gets the job done. The Bronze Back won't be able to charge, though. Doesn't enraging it, by definition, mean it doesn't get to attack?
I don't think that... I think it gives a free charge, but not required charge. No, you're right. It's required charge. Well, he could be medicating it because its spirit was out.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, a good damage roll from his...
they should auto-point. Why isn't he auto-pointing?
Because he just did 3 damage by rolling well.
But Naresh, it's not each time you're damaged, it's per damage?
I believe so.
Ah, okay. Double check that. I'm misreading things all over the place. When this model suffers damage, it gains 1 blood token. So he should never roll. Yeah. He should just take the 1 damage. Because I'm almost positive that the pain givers have auto pointing.
Yeah.
There's the Taskmaster getting in on the game. Oh, now he remembers auto pointing. He's like, oh man, that's better. 3. All right.
3 might be all he gets, unless he feels like moving up a gladiator.
Yeah, that feels dangerous to me, but maybe I'm wrong. So he's currently...
He has that Gatorman over there that could hypothetically walk backwards 6 inches and attack him twice.
He's currently a PAL 13, which is plenty to kill Kane, quite frankly.
Well, plus when he feats, because I believe his feat affects his whole battle group, or is it just...
War Beast in his battle group get the strength and arm. He just heals.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So he'll be freshly healed if he feats, but that doesn't matter.
So that guy, like I thought, that guy's running exactly to Naresh's charge threat range that Naresh can charge him and then Cyclone over the wall.
Yep. Yeah, because Naresh doesn't have reach, so he can't be any further than 9.5.
Yeah, I really think that he should have the Gatorman go and have that one Gatorman come back because he's got 2 attacks. He can get him up to 5
So, hilariously, he also didn't need to roll anything. Naresh has Flagellant. He's automatically hit by melee attacks by friendly models. There should have been 0 dice. It should have just been, I take a point, I take a point, I take a point.
Well, Chuck's not a very good player.
Maybe even Chuck hasn't played Naresh in a while.
Right?
He's going to declare line of sight.
Yep, here it goes.
And you get one free attack after the Cyclone.
Right.
It's technically a full advance, so he's going to kill the Gobber first because it's not a placement. Gobber dies. That's the Cyclone. I suspect that this assassination run works.
Yeah.
Looking at our remaining running time.
Well, either that or it fails in the next minute, and then Kane feats and shoots him in the face 10 times.
That is also possible.
One of these Warcasters is dying in the next 5 minutes.
So, how is he sitting on so much Fury? He's only a 6 Fury caster. I'm confused. He should have been... So casting Cyclone costs 2. He should have been on 4.
I am not sure.
I don't see anything here that...
Can he spend his life tokens instead of Fury or something like that?
He has Life Drinker.
No.
But no.
No.
You can upkeep spells. Well, he killed him with 3 left, so it didn't matter.
It did not matter.
But it...
Oh, 3 of those might have been the blood token. No.
Oh, those are his blood tokens. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
his last Fury that killed him.
Yeah.
So, good game between Chuck and Kray. And we're going to hope you guys enjoy that video. All right. Bye.
Sorry about it.